Like, we're dealing with somebody, you know, that of a different caliber, I'll say.
Holy shit!
This channel is a group of investigative journalists who make educational documentaries showcasing and educating society, especially parents and legal guardians, about potential scenarios that result from young people and adults conversating online if left unchecked. We conduct thorough interviews with consenting adults in an attempt to understand their perspective on why they partake in these conversations online with people that are not of age. The goal of the interviews in these videos and the videos themselves is to gain an understanding of the perspective of the individual being interviewed, so parents and the rest of society can be educated and aware of potential thought processes and desires of adults online to unsupervised persons not of age. These videos are not to cyberbully, harass, degrade, accuse, or threaten any individuals partaking in the interview process or in the video itself. We do not condone any of these actions. These videos are strictly educational, and we grant full permission for academia, which is any classroom setting or in scholarly papers, to show or cite our videos. To ensure that these videos are strictly used for educational purposes, we strictly adhere to YouTube's community guidelines, such as not revealing someone's personally identifiable information, in other words, PII. YouTube defines personally identifiable information as their home address, email addresses, signing credentials, phone numbers, passport number, medical records, or bank account information. We thoroughly look at and edit our videos to ensure that none of this information about any individual is shown in our videos. To ensure extra privacy for each person that is a subject of an interview in any of our videos, as of September 1st, 2022, to thoroughly comply with YouTube's harassment and bullying policy, there will be no mention or information about the last name or first name of any person interviewed in our videos. Due to potentially illegal activities discussed in our videos, law enforcement in the respective jurisdiction we conduct these interviews in is notified of each interview and video filmed by us. We are not accusing any individual interviewed of being guilty or committing a crime. That is the job of law enforcement. We are not vigilantes, and we do not condone vigilantism or vigilante behavior, such as taking the law into your own hand or not notifying law enforcement when a suspected crime takes place. We are investigative journalists. Trigger warning. Some of what can be discussed in these videos can be sensitive to some, emotional, or stressful. The only goal of these videos is to educate the public. At the end of each video, as of September 1st, 2022, there will be an educational portion at the end to discuss what was talked about in the video and to discuss what people can take from that video and learn from and tell others about. Our goal here is to bring awareness and educate the public. Now the video will start.
Don't resist, we'll make it.
Hi, Detective.
Yes.
Hi, my name, and I was calling you because I work with an organization called Poachers. Basically, the organization has decoys that pose as children online, and there's a man in your jurisdiction named Corey. Got a very long criminal record, charges, and with intent to commit, and a whole bunch of stuff on his record. He's messaging right now who he believes to be a 13-year-old girl, sent photos, went into graphic detail about all the things that he wants to do with her. The person that he's talking to is actually a woman in her 40s that's pretending to be a 13-year-old girl who lives in Arizona. So what we do is we, whenever they want to meet, we approach them consensually and basically just ask them if they're willing to talk about it, and then they talk about it and we record it all on body cam. Now, I have not spoken to Corey yet. Usually I speak to the person first, and then I call the police department. I have 4 other cases in Virginia that I've been involved in that have all resulted in arrests. I just had one in Clarksville not long ago on 4th of July that resulted in an arrest of a but Corey believes that he is going to meet this 13-year-old at the Hilton Garden Inn there in Colonial Heights at around 3 o'clock or 3:30 tomorrow. He believes that she's going to be, that she travels with her mother and that she's going to be there alone, and he's intending on going there to meet her, having with her, recording it, and getting her pregnant is what he believes he's going to do. Now, you know, I'm giving you guys the heads up that I am going to be talking to him tomorrow because of he's got such a violent criminal record. I think there's an officer on there as well. So I'm gonna have everything emailed over to you. The Decoy is the one that has everything on digits. I've just got paper copies. So I'm gonna, if I get a good email for you, I'm gonna have her email everything over to you. And if y'all would like to be involved in this, you can, or I could just talk to him and turn everything into you afterwards. It's up to you.
No, so we can try to help out how we can. And I'm sorry, I missed it all when you started and everything. Who are you with?
So it's an organization called Poachers. Now I've got my own little branch of it here. Like the main crew is out of Houston, and they travel around with the full camera crew. With me, I just travel around with the body cam, and we basically approach people consensually. We use the read technique, and basically, I could start by saying, we believe it's an internet. We get them comfortable, and then we get them talking, and then they admit things to us, and then we turn it all over to you guys. Now, I only do this in Virginia, North Carolina, and Georgia, and I've got, again, 4 arrests already in Virginia.
Okay. Yeah, I can give you my email address if you want to send me what you have and everything.
Yeah, what's your email address?
It's
Okay.
and then it's going to be Colonial Heights.
At Colonial Heights?
Yep.
Just Colonial Heights altogether, no periods?
Yeah, no periods, no spaces, and then it's going to be va.gov.
Colonial Heights va.gov. Okay.
Yep.
So I could probably have her send everything over to you tomorrow, and then I can. What I want to do is I want to get there probably. I want to actually come into the station around 1 p.m. tomorrow. I don't know what's a good time for you to meet, but I want to get there at least a couple hours before the scheduled meet to sit down with you. I'll bring I'll bring the paper copies. You'll have everything in your email, and then we could sit down and go over it and talk about everything. We could talk about everything now as well, but I'm saying, I'll come there first to sit down with you to talk about how I intend on approaching him and all of these things, and, we could hash everything out.
Okay. All right, yeah, let's see. You send me everything, and the sooner the better that we get it, because we don't mind helping out, but there's a lot of things that we'll have to do prepping-wise before we get started.
Yeah, absolutely.
For everything.
So if we send you if I have her send you everything that we currently have, like I'm aware that actually traveling to meet is another offense. So, I just want to make sure, like, if I send you everything today, you guys aren't going to go to his house today. I just want to...
No, I'm not going to go look for this cat today and everything like that. I'm not going to...
Okay.
We'll wait for you. Yeah, I'm not going to steal your thunder.
Yeah, and then also with him actually walking into the hotel and the cameras picking him up walking in there, you know what I mean? It's all going to be good evidence if he actually decides to show up.
Yeah, for sure.
But some other evidence that lines up on this. He took a photo. He's admitted to, because he's got charges for coke in the past. He's admitted in the chat to smoking coke, and he's talked about he's taken pictures of his sister's grave, and there's all these things in it that line up with this being the actual person.
Hey, where's this guy from?
Colonial Heights. I'll give you his address.
Okay, so he's from.
I'll give you his address. Let me pull it up. And this is what comes up online. He claims he lives with his mom. The address is in Colonial Heights.
Okay.
What
was his name?
His name is Cory, Cory. Middle name, last name. And he's been having the conversations on the Text Me app, or the cell phone, through a cell phone number, and Facebook as well. He's got several different Facebook accounts. And he took a photo of his vehicle. It's a white SUV, and basically, you know how Google takes photos of basically in the neighborhoods. As it goes through the neighborhoods, you look at Google Earth, you could see the picture of the house. So the picture that he sent the Decoy, you can plainly see that he's sitting on a porch, or he's sitting on the porch area, and it's the outside of the house, and he's got a white SUV in the background, and he's taken several photos of this white SUV, claimed it's his vehicle, and in the Google Earth Street View, you can see that same vehicle in the driveway. So all that lines up with that's going to be the vehicle that he shows up in, is a white SUV.
Okay.
And there's supposedly a cracked rim in it right now. And he took photos of the cracked rim and all that. So if he actually shows up in that vehicle, I mean, he's going to be dead to rights on everything. So as far as evidence.
Yeah, well, I'll see if we can start getting worked up and everything like that, and then once I get the email, I'll share, because I'll be out, but we'll have a couple of detectives here and everything that can make sure we get you straight and get you taken care of.
Sure, and then I'll meet with y'all. I'm gonna plan on showing up there at the station at 1 tomorrow. I'll get all that stuff over to you, and then we'll sit down and talk about it prior to and get everything lined up. And I'm looking forward to working with you guys on this one. This guy, once you read these chats, this guy is so bad in these chats. I mean, when she says I'm 13, he immediately says you're gorgeous, starts talking about, she's, and he loves her, and have you ever, and I mean, he just escalates until he's talking about it, and being her first, and I mean, it's, this guy's very, very graphic, very bad. So
yeah, no doubt. Well, so unfortunately, we've worked some cases like this before, so we're kind of seen them before and everything. But yeah, you give me everything that you got and stuff, and we'll look at it, and then we can sit down tomorrow and go over everything for sure.
All right, sounds good. Hey, I'll.
Can I get your name again, real quick? I'm sorry, I missed it all.
Yeah. So it's my middle name is, and my date of birth is, and you got my phone number?
Can you give it to me again, because they've popped up through our secretary. You're gonna get an email from Arizona Predator Prevention, and the woman's name is the one that's gonna send you. She's gonna send you a Google Drive with the videos and all the stuff of her whole conversation with him. Okay. I appreciate it.
All right. Hey, we'll follow up with you here soon.
All right. Thanks, sir.
Yep. Out here.
Bye.
Hey, it's was that you that just called me?
Yeah, so I have one of my detectives that she was trying to reach out to you. She wants to talk to you. She's coming in right now.
Okay.
Hey, Detective, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Hey, good, sir. Hey, so I'm going to be the detective assigned to this case. I just had a couple questions for you. I looked through the drive that you sent, but I didn't see a message on there where y'all had decided to meet tomorrow at the hotel in Colonial Heights.
So she gave him the address of the hotel and the messages, and then he's been talking about he wants to meet, so she's going to continue the conversation with him throughout today and probably into tomorrow. She told him that she's going to fly out tomorrow morning, so I'm sure there's going to be conversation that continues up to the point of the meeting, and then she'll have screenshots of all of that, and then that will all be in her drive, and then I'll have email that to you again, and then it'll have all the updated stuff tomorrow at the time of the meeting.
Okay, perfect. And that's it. So he's wanting to meet at 3 o'clock tomorrow.
3:30. Now,
3:30.
now that's what it's looking like so far. So what it'll be is I'm going to arrive up there in your area. It's like a 3-hour drive for me. I'm gonna arrive up there probably around 1 p.m. just to sit down with you guys and talk to you guys for a little bit, and then she'll be updating me on what's going on in the conversation.
Okay.
We could even have a group message if you want. If you want to have like a group text message with her, and then she could text updates, and then that way we could both get text messages of whatever update she's sending.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Could she send screenshots of so I just need something in writing right now where y'all put what's the address that y'all decided to meet at?
Hang on, let me pull it up. It's the Hilton Garden Inn in Colonial Heights. So I was looking at, I wanted to get something because that house that he's at is in Colonial Heights, so I wanted to get something in the same jurisdiction as you. So that's why I picked that hotel. Let me pull it up.
So how did you find that address in Colonial Heights, the house address?
The house address, so there's Truth Finder. There's several different online things where you could type in someone's name and pull the stuff up. So I found that on Truth Finder. Somebody else that looks at stuff for us, I think, has some type of other white pages website or something where you could look people up on, and that's his last known address. And then also in the Google Earth photos, he sent a vehicle in the a Facebook chat with a cracked rim. It's a white SUV truck type vehicle, and that's the same vehicle that was a photo was taken when Google's car drove by and took a picture of that house. And then he also sent a picture of him, and you can see it's the same brick wall and it's the same house, and you can see his vehicle parked in the same spot that it is basically on the Google Earth image as the photo that he sent her and the photo that's on one of his several Facebook accounts. So that's...
Yeah, I saw those on there as well. Okay.
Right. And then so let me give you this address to this hotel. It's 800 South Park Boulevard.
All right, give me 1 second, okay?
No problem.
All right, and you said, okay, and can you just get her, I guess I'll give you my work cell phone number, and can she start just sending the screenshots as it's updated?
Yeah, what I'll do, if you give me a cell, I'll send a message to both of y'all in a group chat, and just announcing that, what was your name again, I'm sorry?
It's Detective, my first name is...
Detective, okay. And then, just, what's the number? Okay. Okay. Alright, and then I'll label it with his full name and as a group message and put all the information so you know that it came from me.
Okay, that sounds good. And you said, I'm sorry, what time are you planning on getting to the department?
1 p.m. tomorrow.
1 p.m. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, and then, again, also just for your information, I have a YouTube channel called PP Agent Orange, and my Gmail is...
Okay.
I've got a specific plan on how I want to approach him. I think that I could probably get a conversation going with him. I've had 4 other cases in Virginia that I've been involved in, and all 4 have resulted in arrests. And we just approach them respectfully and use the read technique. And oftentimes they end up talking to us because they see we're not law enforcement. They feel like they could actually talk to us. So.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, sir. Well, that sounds good. I'll give you, if she can just send the screenshots, that's fine, and I could just drop my email address in there too, if that makes it easier for y'all.
Yeah, absolutely. You already have the Google Drive stuff that she sent. Is that you have all that?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was able to access all of that. So I just need the updated screenshot, just with the beat location and stuff. Yes, sir. We'll start
a text chain right now.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, take care.
All right, thank you.
Out here. Oh, is that her? Oh. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Nice to.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
This is my lieutenant.
Hey, nice to meet you.
How are you, sir?
Good.
We'll go ahead and take you
Sure.
in here. Is it open? I'm so sorry. Can we seal this room just for a minute? Yeah. Okay. You're fine. Not unless you want to go conference room up front.
Rather do it here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it won't take but a minute. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm in the way. I'm just gonna save this real quick so I don't lose it.
Yep.
No problem.
Hey, before you start going, do you have your ID with you?
Oh yeah. Be the admin stuff first.
Yeah.
Good when it comes to that. But some of the behind the scenes stuff is good. But pretty much the other that I got, well, this guy's not a today, but the other guy was out of Clarksville. His name's Robert. So I just approached them, same thing that you do, the read technique. I approach them consensually. I start off on a really good rapport base with them. I point the finger everywhere but at the suspect. I say, hey, the internet sucks men into things. And then maybe do a little bit of victim blaming. I'll say that the girl has been talking to a bunch of other guys and that, you know, her parents should have been watching her better, and basically kind of make the suspect's mind feel more at ease by pointing the finger away from him. And then they usually get comfortable and they start to admit things. Now this guy, I mean, he's a real character. I saw his record. Y'all dealt with him before, I would imagine.
So I know he's had some contacts in kind of the Tri-Cities areas with police, but
Right.
where did you get online? And
Truth Finder, and I looked up his record and I saw with intent to commit, I saw a bunch of charges, and he mentioned in the chat logs. Now I don't have the whole chat logs printed, but I've got the key chats where we talk about the meeting location and things like that. I think you're tracking that we're dark until 2:45 based off of our.
Yeah, so I haven't updated him yet. I was kind of going through what y'all were saying. I was mainly just reading the screenshots, but I think he had told what is her name?
Yeah.
Told her, I guess, not to reach out to him till 2:45, because supposedly she was flying in from somewhere today.
Yeah, I told her that we go dark from. So the last message she sent him was at 6:15 Pacific time, 9:15 a.m. our time, saying that she was getting on the plane. So the idea is that she doesn't message him so that he believes that she's on the flight. At 2:45, it's about a 5-hour flight from Cali to this area, or to Dulles. But we didn't mention Dulles. We didn't say what airport because we want to act like it's a child that just doesn't know that amount of information. So at 2:45 p.m. Eastern, she's going to say that she's getting her bags, and then she's going to go dark again, not respond to any messages until 3:30. She's going to say, my mom left the hotel. And then it's going to be on him to take it upon himself to set up the meeting. It kind of puts the ball in his court, but he's been really acting like he wants to meet, so I believe he'll show up there.
okay. And how do you envision that going down when, say, 3:30 comes?
Well, she's going to tell him, she's not going to give him a room number, she's going to tell him that she'll meet him by the elevators and that the elevators aren't in the view of the front desk. I'm going to park my car to where I could see the front entrance, but to where I'm a good distance away from the front entrance, and I'm going to kind of have my body cam facing toward the front entrance on my dash, as well as my dash cam in my car. And then I'm going to basically put my seat back and act like I'm passed out with one eye open, see him come in. Once he walks into the hotel, I'll then put my body cam on my chest mount, I'll go inside, I'll just introduce myself. I use it in as Tony. I'll say, hey, Corey, my name's Tony. I talk to the parents. They just want to address it privately, no trouble, nothing like that. And then just kind of move into the conversation with them.
Okay.
And just be a gentleman about it, and be respectful to him, and just same kind of deal. You go maybe talk about his job and some stuff first, other than the subject matter of the interview, and just basically kind of one thing I do is I say I help guys with internet and I go across Virginia and North Carolina. I help guys with internet, and I wrote some specific dialogue for him because I looked at all of his charges, and kind of one of the routes that I'm going to take it is I'm going to say, Corey, society's very judgmental. And, a lot of times when somebody gets a long criminal record or they get charges, society tends to cast them aside, and I don't think that's fair. I think that people deserve second chances. I'm the type of guy that believes in second chances, and that's what I'm here to do for you, man. I really believe that we could address this privately, that we could get you back on the right path. Maybe we could talk about some self-help resources and kind of like put his mind at ease and then start to move into the conversation. Now, I'm not going to be like walking up like this, holding the chat logs like this. I'm going to have them folded up, and I'm going to have them in my pocket. And
so you plan on having this conversation in the hotel lobby?
Well, I'll see if we could, because there's places to sit down. We could sit in the business center. If there's nobody else in there, I'll see if he wants to sit in the business center with me. If he'd feel more comfortable having the conversation in my vehicle, I could have the conversation in my vehicle with him. It's just going to depend on how he reacts. Because in the vehicle I'll have my inside dash cam as well, recording as the body cam. But I'm gonna attempt to have it maybe around the side of the building, maybe in the business center, just wherever he feels most comfortable having the conversation.
Okay. Now, have any of these guys that you've approached ever turned violent on you?
No.
Okay.
No. Now, at no time am I gonna put him under any duress or threaten him or say talk to me or I'll call the police or tell him that he's detained in any way. Obviously, I'm not a peace officer in the state of Virginia. I can't detain anybody. I'm just going to be respectful to him and just give him the opportunity to talk to me. And a lot of times, especially this guy, since he's been through the system and he's got so many criminal charges, the advantage of approaching him as a civilian, me approaching him in my civilian capacity, is that he doesn't have to be read his rights before he talks to me, because that's just an American citizen approaching another American citizen and engaging in a consensual conversation. It's not a police interview. So, sometimes people get frustrated, but if you don't push too hard, chances are they're probably not going to get violent, especially if you approach them respectfully. I personally have never had a guy get violent.
Now, hypothetically speaking, if the subject is arrested today, like where did you say you lived, in North Carolina?
I live.
So, again, if that was to come to fruition, I'm assuming you'd be willing to come to court?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make time to come up and testify, whatever y'all need.
Okay, well, it gives a little bit better understanding of, kind of how this thing, we have to obviously go over some logistics of,
detective, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you want to go through some logistics, I could turn this off.
No, not just
Okay.
internally, just for how, what our response is going to be that way.
There's
but it's
some options that I thought about. We could probably conceal the wire. If you guys want to listen in while it's going on. I don't know if that's an option that y'all would want to take.
No, not on this type of operation. We have kind of a process of how we use what we would call informants, and that wouldn't be appropriate to try to put a wire on you for an operation like this.
Right. It's all going to be picked up on the body cam anyways.
Yeah. But no, that's, like I said, I just wanted to get a feel for what you were looking for, and that way we can kind of tailor things and, kind of come up with something. But that's something we'll have to discuss in here, and like I said, we still have a little bit of time, so.
But pretty much the way that I leave it is when I end the conversation is like no harm done.
Sure.
We got you back on the right path. I think that you're going to be good going forward. That way, in his mind, he thinks everything is good to go, that he's just going to go home and everything's good to go. And then if y'all want to pick him up right outside, I think that getting him arrested right after the conversation is ideal because of the preservation of evidence. He's going to have his phone with him that he will be messaging her on, so getting that phone seized right away after the conversation so he can't go home and destroy it or delete anything. Because I'm also going to try to get him to admit to possessing CSAM. Because a lot of these guys admit to possessing child. The way that we segue into that is we say, well, we don't think that you just one day woke up and developed this interest. We think that there's some sick people on the internet that got you into this stuff. And then sometimes, whenever we do that, they begin admitting to possessing a bunch of child on their phone. So that's another angle that I'm going to approach if I have the opportunity during the conversation with them.
And, like, I guess, in your experience, what is the typical length of conversation you would have with them? Would they be 10 minutes, 15? It just depend?
It depends on the suspect. So some have been 10 minutes, some have been 15-minute conversations, some have been an hour, hour and a half, 2-hour conversations. It just depends on how comfortable the guy gets and how long he's willing to talk to me. It's voluntary for him to talk to me, so it's up to him how long he wants to do it. But, we'll see with this guy. He may take off immediately. I've had people immediately take off on me, and nothing I can do about that but tell the police. And then I've had other people that, are willing to talk to me.
I gotcha.
So with him away from his car and him actually entering the hotel and walking to the elevator, he'll be on foot. So I'll be able to, he won't be able to just immediately jump in his car and leave. I'll be able to try to start a conversation with him to just put his mind at ease and get him relaxed.
Okay. You have any further questions or?
No.
Okay. Well, let's keep doing what we're doing, keep in contact, and we'll kind of work things from our side here, get a plan of whatever. And like I said, if something, or you guys are communicating through.
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Okay.
they have me in the thread, I guess, when he's texting them. So.
Yeah, it's me, her, and the Decoy on the group chat.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep, I know you guys have been. Now, is there anything in there that you wouldn't have? Or?
No, not in here that you wouldn't have. And you're going to get these paper copies after I'm done. So I printed off the key messages that have some of the stuff on it. She got, or her officer got that. The other detective I talked to forwarded the information to her, got the full chat logs, videos, all that stuff. The Decoy is the one that retains all of this electronically. So she's got all that information in, I believe, a Dropbox or a Google Drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds, that's right.
Yep.
She'll put the updated messages in there. So once this is all wrapped up with the last messages, she will make sure that everything on her end with her communication with the suspect is going to be in there.
Okay. Sounds good.
Anything else?
No, nothing else. I appreciate you coming in and talking to us.
Yeah, sure. I guess we'll just stay up on text and
yeah, for sure. We'll just keep going and see what happens here. Hopefully it goes down.
Yeah, give me a call and let me know, I guess, and this part doesn't have to be on camera, but whatever, if you guys are going to have a car nearby or what your plan is going to be, that way we can be on the same page. That way I can know where...
No, I understand. And we'll, like I said, we still have things logistically to come up with here. But we'll still try to stay in communication here. We got a lot of work to do. So
absolutely. There's a Dollar Tree that is nearby there that's got a parking lot around the building's probably a good staging area. Would keep you out of view of the hotel. I was just scoping out the area. I just reconned it and just checked it out.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Yep, we'll do our homework for sure.
100%.
All right. Again, appreciate you coming in.
Holy shit! Holy shit. Huh? Hey, which way did he go?
I just saw that.
Yeah, he
What happened?
he was coming to meet a 13-year-old.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Hey, did they got him? Alright. Hey, just for the audience, this is the suspect's vehicle. The police tried to box him in when he came in. He backed up into a police vehicle. And then he stopped. He got stopped here, ran into somebody, and then hopped out and ran that way. You know how about far down he is? No? Oh, I won't. I'm gonna stay off to the side. Yeah, I'm walking up to the scene right now. Stand by. I'll call you back later. Are any of you guys injured?
You
got it,
yeah, doesn't sound like it.
Okay, you guys got him?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yep.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you, Mel.
I'm Deputy Commonwealth's attorney.
Nice to meet you.
So, so just to let you know, now that he's in police custody, obviously,
Yeah.
it changes things for you.
I know.
I mean, sometimes things, they never kind of go how you want them to go. So
I know.
we try to do our best, but
You know, on this one, it was a very dangerous suspect.
Sure.
So, like,
I understand why you guys moved in straight away. And again, with the offenses, with the offenses, I kind of suspected that he may have a gun on him, potentially. I mean, with the prior offenses. So I'm sure that entered into your decision to take him into custody.
And everything's like we're dealing with somebody, that of a different caliber, I'll say.
Yeah, it's better that it went down, especially with how he reacted as soon as he saw you. It's better that it went down this way as opposed to me approaching him and something actually happened.
It can always go 1,000 different ways. That's what always keeps us up at night. But the good thing is everybody's safe.
And you have the evidence for solicitation. You have the evidence for traveling to meet. You have the evidence for harmful dissemination of material. I think you guys did a great job. I'm glad that none of you guys were hurt.
Me too. That's always the biggest.
Because that's,
always the biggest fear. So.
And there's no hard feelings here for me not getting the interview in.
And I hope I was, like it could have gone a certain way. He just chose to do what he did. So it always changes the dynamic. So I just I've done these before, and they never go how you want them to go.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. I completely understand, and
it's, like I said, I know it's not ideal probably for you, but
a bad one is off the street to where he can't hurt children. So I have no complaints. I got no complaints at all. I think you guys did a great job. I'm just thankful that nobody was hurt and he's in custody. Yeah, man.
Good deal.
I'll hang out in case I got to come by afterwards, give a statement or anything like that. Though it'll probably be between, I would imagine, the Decoy and you guys, since.
So we'll kind of see how we're going to work that. We got to probably have discussions with the Commonwealth and see what her angle is and so on. So
Since I didn't talk to him, I mean, if you guys still needed me to come to court, I would, but I don't think it would be necessary.
No, we got to cross that bridge, and like I said, luckily we got a little time to figure that out. So. Oops, sorry. I got to go up this way here.
No problem. I'll hang out here. So the suspect is in the back of that vehicle right now.
So what I saw, backed up.
Back in the house.
Yeah, we did. Morgan. Ran up on the fence.
This suspect is very, very dangerous. What happened was, basically, I did suspect runs over this project, a whole bunch of fraud, but that's basically a violent. Coming to the hotel to have sex with people. So, 18 people was. We were communicating with the police yesterday. They had their SWAT team nearby. And we were talking as if they were going to let me get an interview, but I kind of had suspected that they possibly wouldn't put the movie on. And it's a good thing that we did, because as soon as they pulled up behind us, ran into the back of the vehicle, and then they tried to come in the front, smashed another vehicle, took off, and then wrecked it, and then stopped his vehicle out of an intersection, and then he took off running. He was over that hill up there coming this way. He took off running. His name is Iiberties, C-O-R-Y. He's in. Vehicle, so I don't know if I can get a picture of him. Hang on. Let me put the body cam on and see if I can angle over here to get a picture. I just spoke to the, just met the district attorney, and you got the detective over there, you got the police captain over there. I met with them a little bit earlier today. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling it was going to go this way. This guy was so dangerous. Like, rarely would I ever get the police involved ahead of time. But in looking at this guy's record, you know, just wanted to make sure that he was caught and that his phone was seized and that the evidence was preserved. Because this is Virginia. This is in Colonial Heights, Virginia. And in Virginia, the standard's very low to get him arrested for child offenses. So for that reason, wanted to guarantee getting an arrest on this guy, because he likes to police officers, he likes to pull out on people, and he likes to. So that's what it was. He's in that white vehicle right there on the back of it. And he's probably going to get some additional charges too for ramming police officers. He rammed 2 different police vehicles. And then he also took off fleeing and running, so you got resisting. I don't know. I didn't see when they actually took him down, because the whole freaking task force here took off, and then I had to catch up to them a little bit down the road. I'm going to look at the chat here to see what everybody's saying. Yeah, freaking homewrecker Haley is, I tell you, she picked the real winner this time. The initial part where he was ramming wouldn't have been picked up on my body cam, but it was picked up on my dash cam. I had my dash cam video going, so I'm gonna throw all this in the Dropbox and try to get it as edited and put on locals as quickly as we can. They're not. Now, I spoke to them afterwards. Because he's in police custody, I can't be asking him any questions at this point. So I'm pretty much out of it now, and I'm just on the side observing. Just for your information, I'm probably going to take tomorrow off, and then I may do a couple catches in North Carolina. One and APP has one. I may try to do those both on the same day, potentially on Thursday if the timing works out. Yeah, this would be a good one to fool your police footage. Oh, he's cuffed and in the back of the vehicle. See, we were expecting him to pull up in like a white truck SUV, but what he actually pulled up in was a silver sedan with tinted windows, so it was a different vehicle. I saw that same vehicle circle the parking lot one time, but the windows were tinted. I couldn't see who it was, and it didn't match his description, and he had only circled it once, so it could have been somebody that was lost, but then he had circled back around the second time and pulled in, and then the police immediately moved in. So Sam Squanch, the pred is arrested. I didn't get to interview him, and I've got no ill feelings about that toward the police. They did a phenomenal job. You know, I'm sure the district attorney and the captain standing there talking to her work very hard, and you know, I'm sure that they've interacted with the suspect before. He's a career criminal with a very violent record who's police officers before, and you know, he gets arrested with and a bunch of on him, so I don't know what the search of his vehicle was going to turn up. I know that there was a police officer beside it. His vehicle was clear up there at an intersection, so I'm sure they're going to probably search that, possibly find potentially. I don't know what they're going to find, but we'll get to see the list of charges once he gets booked in tonight. I'm sure it's going to be a laundry list, especially with him ramming police vehicles. I don't know if we could. Actually, we can kind of see inside of there. Yeah, you can see the suspect in the vehicle. I wonder if I could zoom in on this. Oh, I can't zoom? No, I guess I can't zoom in on it. The lady is the, I think, district attorney or the assistant district attorney. I'm not sure which. Yeah, it's kind of what we thought, APP, where he was driving around, scooping the place out, looking for police. They moved in real well on him, too. I mean, none of those vehicles they moved in on look like police vehicles. You got all unmarked vehicles here. So I mean, this is great. They got the state police TAC unit, and they got like, they really came out in force to get this guy. They did a great job. Virginia State Police and Colonial Heights Police Department. McCardle's, yes, I am here, but I did not get to interview him because they moved in immediately. This was pre-coordination with the police, and the suspect was very, very violent. And I kind of figured they were going to do this, that they weren't going to let me talk to him, but based off his record, I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all. Based off the way that this guy was ramming police vehicles, he rammed 2 different police vehicles. If it would have just been me there talking to him, he may have attempted something, or he may have flipped out or something like that. I mean, it could have gone differently if he was by the hotel elevators and I was able to convince him to have a conversation with me. But that's not how it was able to play out. And I don't think they wanted to take any chances with this guy. This guy is a career violent criminal. It's better for it to go this way. I mean, it's better for it to go this way and not get an interview, and they still have the evidence for solicitation. He sent videos. He sent, he got very, very, very graphic. He made plans to come meet, and then he actually traveled to the hotel to come meet who he believed to be a 13-year-old. So they've got him on multiple different child crime charges, and then they've also got him on felony on a police officer for ramming their vehicles and whatever he did when he took off running. So I'm gonna see if I can get an angle from up here, see if I can get the on camera. Yep, they're up. Oh, I got a glimpse of them. Daggone it, they closed the door as soon as I walked up here. This is a good view of the whole scene here. Yeah, freaking homewrecker Haley ruined this poor guy's life. Shame on you, Haley. I'm not gonna ask them that sex much. They're not gonna be careful. I'm just gonna hang out up here and remain opportunistic to see if they can crack that door open one last time to say something to him before they pop off. They're gonna head out. Mute it for the detective here.
Hey man, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you so much.
Hey,
be in contact with you, but
sure.
I appreciate everything you did.
Y'all did a great job.
Thanks, bud.
I completely understand why you moved in that fast.
Yeah. So we gotta make sure that you're safe too. That's
Yeah.
you're safe, he's safe, everybody's safe. So
I understand. That guy, I mean, the way that guy reacted to y'all just pulling up behind him, ramming you and all that stuff.
yeah, so
Jeez.
that's why we didn't want anything bad to happen. So
I know. I suspected it was going to go that way, but there are no hard feelings at all. With a suspect like this, I had to involve y'all prior to.
Well, hopefully you still got what you need.
Yeah.
No, I mean, all I care about is conviction.
Yeah.
well,
Whether
with y'all's help, we
appreciate it.
Yeah. Whether I interview him or not is irrelevant as long as we get the conviction.
Yep, and we'll give you, you get a court date and everything else. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you got my number, so if you need anything, just reach out, all right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
He got all of that. Yeah, I don't know when he got here, but
I didn't hear you.
Oh, that's perfect.
I did.
Yeah, there you.
Hey, guys. Hey, great job.
Thanks, man.
Hey, great job, guys.
Hey, he wants to know what your Instagram handle is.
It's PP Agent Orange altogether.
PP
YouTube. This one won't be on Instagram or Twitter because there was no interview, but the video will be on YouTube.
Okay.
And also Rumble, and then there's Poachers Locals. There's going to have this on there as well. I'm going to send you guys, my dash cam would have picked up him ramming you because I had it oriented in that direction. So that whole scene of him ramming you I may have. So I'll stay in communication with that detective and get that over to you.
PP Agent Orange?
Yeah, PP Agent Orange altogether. One word, yeah, Agent Orange. Yep, that's the channel there. Cool. All right, guys. Take care. Right, I keep forgetting to do outros because I'm not up on all this Gen Z stuff. So this was a very interesting one. So when I first looked this guy up and I saw all of his violent criminal offenses, you name it, people into people's houses, normally I would never tell the police up front. However, with this guy was so violent that I felt a duty to notify law enforcement ahead of time in case something were to go wrong in the interview. And here's the thing: when you notify law enforcement, like I gave them the chat logs yesterday, as you heard from the phone calls, or the Decoy sent them the chat logs. So they were sent all the evidence yesterday. So once you give it to the police, they own it. So I
strongly suspected that they were not going to allow me to do the interview, which is fine. I don't have to, like, it doesn't make any difference to me whether or not I get to interview the guy. The main thing is the conviction. And he got convicted, and now he's going to get a whole bunch of other charges too. Now he's going to get, you know, probably felony on peace officers for ramming their vehicles. You know, I want to thank the Virginia State Police, the Colonial Heights Police Department. They were very professional. They did a great job. No hard feelings at all for not letting me get the interview in. They did what they felt was the best way, the safest way moving forward in that investigation, and they successfully arrested the suspect. And I think they did a great job. I think that the response on this was awesome, right? So I called them, and within 3 hours they have a detective assigned to the case after I called them. And within 24 hours, they had a whole operation spun up with the state police tactical unit and multiple undercover vehicles. So, like, I was sitting in the parking lot for an extended period of time before they all got there, and then I started to see, and they had their undercover vehicles camouflaged very well. I saw the police tactical van. Like, when I was talking to them, I had suggested that they park in the Dollar Tree parking lot because I reconned the area, and when I reconned the area, that looked like the best staging area for me. So now I believe that when I told him that, I kind of got a grin from the captain when I told him that, because I think that they already had everything set up. I think that they already had scoped out the area, looked at it, and looked at where they were going to place all their vehicles, because they had some in the hotel parking lot and they had some in the Dollar Tree parking lot. And if you don't know what to look for, it was very hard to tell that those were undercover vehicles. So they did a great job moving. I was acting as if, because I was parked with a good view of the entrance so that my dash cam would pick up the entrance, and I was passed out in my seat like this. Like I was drooling out of my mouth with like one eye open 10%, so I could kind of like see what was coming. And the suspect, we thought he was going to be coming in a completely different vehicle, right? We're looking for, or I was looking for, I think the police knew what vehicle that he was coming in, they just didn't tell me. But I was looking for what he sent on the Facebook message, what was on the Google Earth image beside his house, and what was also in the background of the Facebook photo on that he also sent to the Decoy, which was like a white truck SUV, like a truck with a topper, and that's the vehicle that we thought was going to come. Well, he actually came in a silver sedan with completely tinted windows, and he had initially circled the parking lot, and as he was driving by me, I'm like acting like I'm passed out asleep. He slowed down and looked in my vehicle and looked at me for a second, passed out, and I could kind of see him underneath my eye, but I've got my eyes completely closed. Then he circles back around the parking lot and he pulls in the space to my left, which is perfect. I mean, he couldn't have pulled in a better spot for my dash cam to pick up what occurred whenever the police pulled in behind him and tried to box him in before he started ramming their vehicles. That was crazy. That was a crazy one. I suspected that the police, because the police were kind of, when I briefed them at first, they were just kind of like nodding and they weren't really saying much, and I suspected that they were just going to come in, and then when all the undercover vehicles showed up and they weren't telling me any about what their plan was, I was still talking as if I was going to get to do the interview, and I was kind of hoping that the way I communicated of how I was going to approach the suspect, that they might let me do the interview, but I completely understand why they didn't. And all the signs started to appear that they were just going to take this guy as soon as they saw him. So I was just kind of chilling in my vehicle, waiting for it all to go down. Weren't really sure if the guy was going to show up. He was an hour and a half late. But yeah, we got an arrest. And APP decoyed this catch. She did a great job decoying this catch. I spoke to a lady. I can't remember if she was the DA or the assistant DA, but you know, the fact that the captain was on the scene, the DA was on or the assistant DA, that lady was on the scene, that they all took it seriously, and they all came together and immediately got this violent criminal off the street. You know, police in Virginia are great. Like, to lock up child, the Virginia police are the best. I mean, there's not better police police in North Carolina are great too, but the law in Virginia is a lower bar, so it's easier to get them arrested in Virginia. But they handled this perfectly. That's pretty much all I got. That was a crazy one. Very crazy one. So, yeah.
If you want to support the predator poachers catching the sickest both near and far, go to the pinned comment. If you're on Rumble, press the red join button to see over 30 videos early and uncensored for only $7 a month. We can't do this without your help, so join our locals.